All right, as far as the injuries go, Mike Dana tweaked his left quad, and Fulton tweaked his ankle there. We'll just see how that is going forward. I'll take full responsibility for that game. Probably stayed too aggressive on that, and that's my responsibility. I thought my guys played their tail off and played hard and aggressive football, and they stuck together throughout the game, and they'll pay for us down the road as we continue to grow. I thought the fans were unbelievable. They were great. Everybody stayed and kept us going. There were some good things within all of it. I thought defensively we played really solid football. We had short fields at times, and the guys took care of business there. Obviously, on the offensive side, we can't have the turnover. Again, I've got to dial up something different than that.
I think just after the first 2 weeks, you let games slip away. That we played two good football teams and made mistakes in big moments, stuff that we're not used to doing. But I think we're coming together as a team, man. I mean, when you deal with adversity, it's about how you deal with it. And obviously, this isn't how we wanted to start, but how are we going to respond? So I'm excited for the next few weeks to see who wants to be challenged and how we can get back and really get after it.
Does it feel a little disjointed offensively?
I mean, there's times, I think there's little things here and there. I mean, getting a ball batted, big play, missing some deep shots, things here and there that we didn't do at a high enough level. Even like the first throw, overthrowing Noah on that cover 2 look, I mean, seeing it right, just not making the throw. And so in this league, you got to make those throws, and I'll be better as the season goes on.
Yeah, we'll stop it. That's a pretty rough one. I might have had a couple of them that they got off a little early on, but we'll look at that.
We saw Travis kind of emotional a couple times on the side. What do you think of that?
Yeah, listen, he's trying to get guys fired up and going. I mean, that's him. He's that way every week if you keep an eye on him. So he's all in all the time. So that's the way he was today.
Andy, what do you think in going forward on 4th and 1 in your end of that field?
Yeah, no, listen, they were going to stay aggressive likewise. I think it's important against that crew that you stay aggressive. I probably could dial up some different things there, but I think against them you've got to do that. And then I obviously thought the plays we called were available, but it didn't get done the way I wanted it. So.
And the 0-2 to start the season, I know that's not what you wanted. What's the message in the locker room? Just kind of passes.
Yeah, keep playing hard. I'll take this one. You keep playing hard. So stick together and play hard.
Andy, the Eagles are obviously Saquon Barkley does so much of what they do, but even with the attention on him, you guys did really well against the outside receivers. What do you think of just the way your secondary bounced back?
Yeah, listen, first I thought Spags had a nice game plan, very aggressive, and I thought our secondary rose up to that part of it, and they've got good receivers. I thought they stayed aggressive on the receivers within the framework of things, and I just thought all around it was a good defensive performance.
Goes on.
Can you take me through the throw to Travis there at the goal line? What were you seeing? What do you think went wrong on the play?
Yeah, I mean, we got the defense that we wanted. We expect them to play that 0-0 with the whole player with the safety. I think I threw it just a tad too early. Just trying to put it on his body low before that whole player got there. And I think if I can put it more on his body and not so far out in front of him, then he can catch it, take the hit, and get in the end zone.
And you want to throw that a little bit low at the goal line, though, to give him a chase like that across the end zone, right?
Yeah, you want to put it low, but more on his body. Whenever you're in those tight quarters like that, you want to give it to him, especially a bigger guy, more on his body where he can catch it, brace for that contact. We knew the whole player would be looking for him. I mean, that's our one of our big targets down there in the red zone. And so he was breaking to kind of make a hit, and it was just unfortunate. The ball bounced up in the air and went right to him.
Than that, but I thought Thornton played all the way through everything. It was great to see him get a big catch there, pat on the long throw. Kelce had a nice day with the completions. I know he's upset at the last one, but we keep rolling here and keep getting better. So, and then special teams, I thought Reza did a nice job with his punts, over a 59-yard average there, and then Nico had some nice returns there. So all in all, though, my responsibility, and we'll get better. Time's yours.
What do you need to do to get the pass game going?
Yeah, well, the obvious answer, D, would be that we complete it, but I've got to put the guys in the right position to get that done.
I know it's a hard play to stop, but that touch push ended up being really one of the critical plays in that game. Just what you guys tried to do to stop it and get down.
Yeah, you try to get penetration is what you try to do, and be able to stop it.
Slower than you want to. What's your reason for maybe the slower starts these first 2 weeks?
I think this week, missing the throw to Noah hurts. We got a coverage that we expected, and then when they play that zone coverage into the boundary, it's going to kind of a high-low with Trav or Noah, and obviously the corner bit down on Travis, and you miss that throw, and it kind of kills the momentum of the first drive, and obviously we didn't get the third down right there, so just me executing at that moment, but it's kind of been throughout the whole team, we just, to one guy here or there. It's not like we're missing by much, and so I know it sucks to hear it for the fans, but I feel like we're close, and so all we can do is just continue to work and continue to get after it, and be ready to play the Giants next week.
How do you expect this team?
Andy Reid stepped up to the microphone after the game and said, "I'll take full responsibility for that game." He didn't hide from the mistakes, the missed chances, or the frustration that filled Arrowhead Stadium after the Chiefs lost to the Eagles 2017. On the so-called tush-push play that the Eagles used, Reid admitted, there might have been a couple of them they got off early. We'll look at that. He was already thinking about going back to the film, trying to find what went wrong and figuring out how to fix it. When people asked about the risks he took, especially going for it on fourth down, Andy Reid just said, "You have to stay aggressive against that crew." He wasn't going to back down. Not against the Eagles. Not in a rematch that felt like unfinished business from February, except this time there were no parades or confetti, only the sting of a close defeat. Patrick Mahomes, the face of the team, had his own words after the loss. He looked ahead. "I'm excited for the next few weeks to see who wants to be challenged and get after it." Talk turned to one of the toughest moments of the night. The interception at the goal line, the one that swung the game. Mahomes explained, "I threw it a tad too early. If I could put it on his body, he can catch it, take the hit, and get into the end zone." He replayed it in his head, wishing for one more chance, one more throw. He also had a message for the fans. "I know it sucks to hear for the fans, but I know we are close." The pain was real, but Mahomes wasn't quitting. "All we can do is continue to work and get back to work to iron out those little details." The Super Bowl rematch brought a closer score, but it didn't bring much comfort. The Eagles had done it again, beating the Chiefs, this time at Arrowhead, just as they beat them in New Orleans. The 2017 final looked respectable, but it didn't feel any better for Kansas City. There was irritation, disappointment, and the sense that this one was there for the taking. The offense was missing its top weapons. No Rashee Rice, no Xavier Worthy, and every drive felt like a struggle. The passing game was hard to watch. Imagine saying Mahomes is part of a passing game that stinks. It was true, but not because of Mahomes. The receivers weren't getting open. The offensive line wasn't giving him time. Every snap felt rushed. The biggest moment, the one everyone will remember, came at the goal line. Mahomes threw to Kelce, but the ball bounced right off Kelce's hands, popped into the air, and Eagles safety Andrew Makuba grabbed it for a simple interception. Instead of a go-ahead touchdown, the Chiefs were watching the Eagles take a two-possession lead, and the energy drained from the stadium. That play hurt, but it wasn't the only problem. Mahomes only completed one pass that traveled more than 10 yards past the line of scrimmage until the last 4 minutes. In the fourth quarter, he hit Tyquan Thornton with a deep shot, and that made the stats look better, but it didn't change the feeling that the passing game was broken. Even when the numbers improved, the confidence didn't. Andy Reid made the call to go for it on fourth down. The numbers say it was the right choice. ESPN's analytics agreed. But the play itself left people scratching their heads. The Chiefs needed 1 yard. Instead of running Hunt straight up the middle where he's strongest, they called a slow-developing play that had him run sideways, straight into the Eagles' defense. Hunt is a power back, not a speedster. He's converted 17 of 23rd or 4th and short plays since coming back to Kansas City. He's the right guy for the job, but the play didn't give him a chance to use his strength. Instead, it asked him to outrun defenders, and the Eagles were ready.